Welcome to Evilive, the live media commentary show that answers the question, why the devil takes the hindmost? That's a weird thing to take. Anyway, subscribe if you're new to the channel because today we are reacting to Hulu's Hellraiser unofficial trailer. I'm a little nervous about this. I'm not going to lie. I'm a massive Hellbound Heart fan from Clive Barker. The Scarlet Gospels, his sequel novel, was okay. Hellraiser, the first film, is the standard for haunted house / supernatural horror films. And Hellraiser 2 was a dope-ass follow-up, though I wasn't entirely thrilled with the Leviathan and stuff like that. However, let's watch this official trailer. This is coming out October 7th, I think. Let me look at my notes here. This is coming out October 7th, that's right. So what I'm planning on doing, we're just going to watch it, I'll react to it, and then we'll just sort of riff a little bit on what we see. That's the cool part, right? So let's get into it. Here we go. I'm going to have the volume of this trailer potted all the way up, and then afterward I'll bring it back down. We'll just sort of rewatch it here. All right, let's check this out.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It's really nice.
You can hold it.
What is it?
It's a puzzle.
And it's almost finished.
Keep going.
So if I solve it, do I get a prize?
I do.
What's your deal? It has 6 sides, 6 configurations. It opens up and it cuts you. And then they come to collect.
It's time. Greater delights await. We wish to see you proceed. Feed it. Their blood, their pain. All for us. What is it you pray for?
All right. All right. I'm going to have this loop in the background. I'm going to pot it down, and we'll just sort of talk about what we're seeing here. I'm not sure how I feel about this, if I'm being 100% honest. I love the limit configuration, the Le Marcon's box. I don't like this version of it, how it's like all... I don't even know what that is. It's like super elongated. I've never seen that before in a version, so that's a little bit weird. It looks like this guy is trying to have other people open it on his behalf. Like he's going to get some sort of secret special deal or something because they're the ones that are going to be tortured and taken away by the Hell Priests, the Cenobites. Which is not what happens. We know for a fact that even if you are not the one that opens it, but it was your intent that opened it, that is how you are going to suffer at the hands of the Cenobites. Because it is the passion that the Cenobites want, not the person in every case. The fact that it pokes you, that's new and stupid. I don't understand why that's a thing. I love seeing Chatterbox there, and there's the mask. Cenobite him, he's the mask at the very back. That's Chatterbox that's moving in. And that is the new Pinhead. Okay, so Pinhead is played by Jamie Clayton. It is a trans woman. Why they chose a woman, I'll never know. Why they chose Doug Bradley, I'll never know, other than the fact that he was Clive Barker's friend from school. And they made a bunch of films like Salome and The Forbidden together, which are great, by the way, if you haven't seen them. I'm not thrilled with the straight-on look of her. but I do like the I can't think of the goddamn term. The profile view. I like that a lot. It looks really cool. The voice is very modulated. It's not Jamie's voice. And so it feels very masculine, which makes me, it just prompts a question. Why did you get a trans woman to play a role if you're just going to give her a masculine voice? When this is a role famously made by Doug Bradley, and then one other person took on the reins for I think 2 or 3 different Hellraiser films that went straight to either VHS or streaming, depending on when they were made. The Hellraiser franchise is an interesting one because the concept of it I'm 100% behind. I love the idea of episodic type of movies that just happen to have this extra dimensional entities, coming in to torture you for your sins. I like that concept, but Hellraiser, as far as Clive Barker was concerned, was done as, with 1 and 2. Like that was the film set. Everything after that is all bullshit. The quality of this looks a lot like Hellraiser 3, which is not a good thing. I know people love Hellraiser 3 because that's really where Pinhead started doing his one-liners a lot. But I don't like how the quality looks. I do like the torture scenes. Those seem genuine and pretty dope. I like the idea of the Cenobites easing in through this blur. God damn it. I'm a little worried about this Pinhead. Look, if you want an androgynous Pinhead, I'm down. 100%. And if that's what they're doing, then I'm behind it. If they just wanted a trans actor to portray it in order to feel modern, then I'm not behind it. I think that's a big pile of bullshit. If she is the best actor for the role, I'm 100% behind it. And the only way to know that is to watch it and then get an opinion then. I'm not going to be one of those people who's shaking their fists at something that hasn't even been released yet. But I am going to be wary in the same way that I'm wary about everything that I consume as far as media is concerned. I mean, all in all, this looks good. It looks interesting. Like this right here is very Hellraiser 3. Just garbage. Hellraiser 3 was a big fat joke. They were trying to make Pinhead into Freddy Krueger, and not the Freddy Krueger from 1, where he was this terrifying, baby killer, but Freddy Krueger from number 4 and 5, where he was a jokester one-liner guy. And that's not the Hellbound Heart. That is not what Clive Barker was doing. The whole thing about Hellraiser is that you as a human being are seduced to continue finding modes of pleasure and pain. And that Lemarchand's box, the Lament configuration, that puzzle box, is a gateway, ostensibly, into otherworldly experience. Now, it's pleasure to some, pain to most, angels to some, demons to other, as the Pinhead famously says in Hellraiser. But the fact is it's not really about you at that point. It's about the Cenobites. The Lament configuration was just a gateway. And that's literally all it was. In this particular case, it looks like it's trying to be something else. So I can't help but be a little wary. I'm a little wary of the fact that we don't have a man Pinhead, just because, and not because it's, men are better or whatever. It's just that's the role. The role has always been a man. It would be different if you're creating a new Cenobite. Then I don't care what gender it is. It's just whoever. Like, it's a new Cenobite. It means nothing to me. But the fact that you're bringing in specifically Pinhead and you're changing his gender, that's where I'm a little bit wary. But again, if the acting is good, then I'm behind it 100%. I don't care. But it's got to be good. And here's the other thing. If you, as a producer, as a director, as a writer, are going to be putting that up, like we are recasting Pinhead, but not with a man, with a trans woman, there's got to be a reason for it. So we need to know, as an audience, as fans, what that reason is. Is it because she's the best? Then awesome. I'm behind it. Is it because you want to make a point? Then you can fuck off, because I don't want your points. That's what politics are for, not horror films or series. So, she does look good in profile, though, gotta be honest. I don't like the voice. I'm one of those people that I don't care what your gender, your sexuality, anything. As long as it's consenting human adults, I don't care. Do your thing. Be happy. What I am concerned with is when people are trying to make points. And that's really it. Because you can make points without changing a franchise, you know? You can make points without destroying the integrity of what something once was. And I'm not saying that's what they're doing, because I don't know yet. But that's my fear. And what's strange is that, you know, I watch Rings of Power, and people are like sort of all up in arms, like pumping their fists at the sky over that. I don't care about that. Like, I'm just enjoying the series for what it is. When it comes to Hellraiser, it's very close to my heart. I mean, this entire channel is called Evilive. And like, I love the dark and evil things, devils and demons and monsters and creatures and horror. You step into a franchise and try to change it without calling it a reboot, because the directors and stuff are saying straight up, no, we're not trying to remake Hellraiser. We're trying to take it in a different, it's like a parallel universe almost. Like, this is a different iteration of it. We're not trying to continue the story or continue anything. So they're just reimagining it without rebooting it. So everything that was stays in canon, I guess, but though that doesn't really matter, because it's Hellraiser, that's different. That's not a canon thing. So I don't know. I like seeing a bunch of Cenobites. I like seeing terrified humans. And I love seeing the torture, because that's really the sensation part. That's the purpose of it all. So the setup is this. What do they say? What's the log line? They say, in Hellraiser, a young woman struggling with addiction comes into possession of an ancient puzzle box, the Lament configuration, unaware that its purpose is to summon the Cenobites, a group of sadistic supernatural beings from another dimension. And I would take issue with that. A group of sadistic supernatural beings. I don't think they're sadistic. Yes, they torture people, but they get something out of it. So, and yes, sadists do that and they get something out of it too. But they're beyond that. You know, I mean, they give pleasure as well as a significant amount of pain. So it's not just about torture porn for the Cenobites. It's about experience. And that's different. At least I think so. I'm not a sadist or a masochist, so I don't know. Maybe I am. I don't fucking know. So it's different. I don't know. Like, this whole thing is very up in the air, because it looks great. He looks like a douche. He looks like an asshole. So this whole scene is just pure garbage. But everything else in this trailer looks great. I don't like the setup, though. That the box calls to you, or that it's like, you know, you prick it in order to open it. Because there's been cases where the box opens itself, and all you have to be is present with the desire. Like, that's the whole thing. It's your desire that allows you to figure out. It's not your ability to solve a puzzle. And that's realized through Scarlet Gospels, through Hellbound Heart, and the original Hellraiser duology. 2 films, 1 and 2. So I don't know, man. I'm hoping this is going to be good. I've got high hopes. Oh, please be good. All right, so that is my reaction to Hellraiser trailer. I was hoping we were going to get a trailer here soon, because it's only a couple weeks out before we get to watch it. And, oh man, I love those chains. Those are the gift from hell to the Cenobites. And hell can take it away. Hell giveth and hell taketh away. If you've never read the Scarlet Gospels, I highly recommend it. I did a review with a couple friends on their channel. It's called the Horrific Podcast. Go check out that channel. Check out the Scarlet Gospels review, because it was a lot of fun. And I might, just for fun, for Halloween for me is October. I might just review every single film. It'll be fun for the first couple, but after that it'll be torture. But, you know, it'll be interesting to see how the series addresses Cenobites and the Hellraiser universe compared to what the films did. And so I want to do a little compare and contrast and just celebrate Hellraiser because Clive Barker is my favorite horror and fantasy author. He's spectacular. I've read, I think, everything he's ever put out. Like, I think he's the best. Not all the plays, but everything else I've read. I've read a couple plays. So anyway, that's all. Let me know what you guys think. I'm interested in hearing your opinions about this. I know it's going to be divisive because everything has to be divisive nowadays because people love to be butthurt about everything. But yeah, let me know what you think about not just Odessa Ezion as Riley, the drug addict woman. We see her in this a couple times. Jamie Clayton as Pinhead. Vukasin Jovanovic as the Mask Cenobite. I don't know who plays Chatterbox. They haven't announced that yet, or who plays the other Cenobites that we get glimpses of briefly. But as soon as I find out, I'm going to call them out because I think it's important. Cenobites are, like, I want to grow up to be a Cenobite. It's what I aspire to in life. That's the kind of person I am. Oh, I can't wait. Are you excited for Hellraiser? Like, Clive Barker's executive producing it, so he is signing off on everything. That gives me a little bit of hope. And he's always been great. You know, not all of his movies have been great, but he's always been great. So let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for tuning in. That is it. And as always, like it or not, evil spelled backwards is live. So grab your lament configuration, open that bitch up, and be evil.